I would like to share my story and get the opinion and advice of others. I met my wife, and we immediately found a common language. We fell in love and decided to start a life together. In 2006, we moved in together, and in 2008, we got married. We were happy and lived in harmony, despite my not very big salary. We planned to start a family, and our daughter was born in 2011. It was a joyous time, and we were happy that we would raise the child together. However, when our daughter turned 1 year old, things started to change. My wife started having frequent outbursts and tantrums over nothing. I didn't know how to please her, and I felt like she was constantly finding something wrong with me. She criticized me from morning to night for putting my mug in the wrong place, looking at the TV or computer the wrong way. One day I reached my breaking point and told her I was leaving even though I had nowhere to go. I got in my car and drove to work where I stayed the night. To my surprise, my wife did not call or text me during this time. The next day, she called and asked me to check out of the room we were living in as her parents were selling it to add money and buy us an apartment. To begin with, I arrived at the place, entered the room, performed the necessary actions, and left. My mother-in-law inquired, "Where are you going?" "Go home." My wife intervened. Let her go wherever she wants. On this occasion, I decided to return to work. While at work, I received the following message from my wife. "I saw my husband today and did not even twitch anything. He was ashamed in front of my mom. I hinted to her about you." At first, I was puzzled and could not understand the meaning behind the text. I could not imagine that my wife could be unfaithful to me. However, upon reflection, I realized that she must have mistakenly sent this message to me and intended it for someone else. Naturally, I immediately called her and voiced my suspicions. "So that's why you're always nagging me." She vehemently denied the accusation, stating that it was meant for her friend. I was at a loss and didn't know what to believe. It later turned out that she had been corresponding with a former male acquaintance. To my horror, I found out that she had been speaking disparagingly about me to her parents for a long time, thus turning them against me. Consequently, I approached my father-in-law and explained the reason for our quarrel, presenting the text message as proof. He immediately refuted her claims, saying, "No, it is not true." While he and I were discussing the matter, my wife joined us and accused me. "Why are you dragging my parents into this? You need to sort yourself out first." She then quickly left. Eventually, she called and apologized, and I forgave her. Despite knowing it was not a good idea, I began to search through the contact pages and discovered multiple messages from my wife to her classmates confessing their mutual attraction. These messages included plans to be together and requests like "take me for a ride in the car" and "come over for pancakes." However, she soon realized her mistake and started deleting them. Other than this, I never noticed anything else unusual about her. Life seemed to improve as I received a decent salary at work, and we were able to live comfortably. My wife would work on and off, frequently changing jobs. We mainly relied on my income. As my salary increased, my wife's demands also grew. I always indulged her requests, buying her a new phone when she got bored with the old one, purchasing a tablet, and even paying for her license exam. Once she obtained her license, she wanted a car, so I bought her one. I was foolish. But what could I do? Refusing her would result in accusations of being cheap and endless arguments. It was the fall of 2013 when everything changed. She was working as a pharmacist at a nearby pharmacy and would drive to work. I was off from work, and our daughter did not have daycare. She suggested taking a train ride, so we did. Along the way, we stopped at her workplace and then continued on our journey. In short, after we left, a man visited my wife's pharmacy and they met. We were all at the same pharmacy. Things took a turn for the worse with her. I eventually learned about another scandal and discovered she was on birth control. When I asked her why, she said it was to prevent pregnancy. I called her parents, who were shocked. They are actually great parents. When they arrived, they spoke to her, and she started yelling at them. It became clear that she was in over her head. Later, I found out she had cheated on me in the pharmacy itself. I was devastated and couldn't eat or sleep. She, on the other hand, slept peacefully. When I found out, I decided to leave. She begged me to stay and asked for my forgiveness, claiming she had realized her mistakes and was afraid of losing me. Somehow, I found it in my heart to forgive her. She quit her job at the pharmacy and stayed at home. 6 months later, I went on vacation and invited my wife and daughter to join my mother on a trip to Italy. We decided to visit our village first since the train was still 10 days away. After 3 days, my wife's nose became congested. I took her home and paid for a clinic to perform nasal irrigation. She asked me to go on without her and I agreed, but I made sure to ask some people to look after her. I then went to the village. During my vacation, my friend's caretakers contacted me and informed me that not only did she have her nose washed, but she was engaging in promiscuous behavior. Despite this, I gave them extra money and got something that stirred my emotions. I took a sedative. It turned out that my girlfriend had a fake Facebook page where she met men and had sexual relationships with them. While I was working a 24-hour shift, she was doing this in various places. Outside our house, at the pharmacy, in the car, and even in the woods. She was engaging in negative and scandalous behavior. I was able to read all the messages, and I learned a lot about myself. I realized that she did not truly love me and only stayed with me for the sake of our daughter. She cheated on me about 30 times, and she kept lying and apologizing, claiming she only cheated twice. She made a promise for her daughter's life that it would never happen again. I am at a loss as to what to do. Despite everything, I still love her, and I also love our daughter. I don't understand why she is acting this way, since I have always been attentive to her sexual needs. She has even rejected my advances many times. However, with other men she has been adventurous and willing. What are my options? I can't abandon my family, but I can't bring myself to forgive her either. My love for her remains, but it has waned over time. It will probably fade further as long as we stay together, as I don't see her changing her views. Will she betray me again? Should I be brave and end the relationship? At my age of 29, I am still young. Should I look for someone new, someone who will be faithful to the end, someone who will love and wait only for me? I have come to terms with the fact that my wife no longer loves me. She may claim that she does, but her actions say otherwise. What should I do in this situation?